How to switch from gaming niche into IRL niche without having raw footage. Okay, I call this the work hierarchy. This is how you know what you should be working on at any stage of your career, whether you're just starting or you're already making 5, 6, 7, 8,000 a month. This is how you know what to work on. The work hierarchy is a 3-pillared pyramid. Right at the top of this pyramid is client work. This basically means if you can do client work, you do client work in that moment. If you have a project due, don't worry about doing practice edits because you can practice through the client work. Because funnily enough, that's actually the best practice you can get. But what do you do if you have a moment where you don't have client work? Either you don't have any at all, or you just have a bit of downtime where you finished all your work, or if you don't have it in the niche you want. Well, that's when we go into the next stage of the work hierarchy pyramid, which is trials. Trials are essentially where you are in a client conversation, like a potential client conversation. They haven't decided on paying you for the full video, but they're saying it's worth a shot. So this could be a paid trial or a free trial where you essentially edit a part of the video, but it's not a full video. The reason we do trials is that's the closest proxy, the closest approximate to real client videos, the closest thing that'll get you there. So if you can't do that, you try to get a trial. For example, going from gaming to IRL, if you can get trials, that's going to be the fastest way you can get into there. But what if you don't have client work in IRL videos, you don't have trial videos in IRL videos? But that's when we go into the last stage of the client of the work hierarchy, which is we want to be doing re-edits. Re-edits are where you take a video that's already edited, or even just raw footage, something like a stream like this, and you download it, bring it into your own editing software, Premiere Pro, Adobe, After Effects, DaVinci, whatever, and now you go in and add your own edits on top of that. You have to do this ethically, like do it in a way where it is clear that your edits are what made the video good. Like you can't just add like a couple of subtitles and it's these crazy animations that the other editor did. You gotta actually cover it up properly. But by doing the edits, it allows you to put that on your portfolio. It allows you to send it to that creator, and it also allows you to post it on your socials. So you get 3 ways of getting potential clients from that. And what's interesting is that will help you get more work in the niche that you re-edited in. What you'll find is the type of work that you post or show will get you more of that type of work. For example, if you tend to show gaming edits, you will get more gaming edits. If you show more IRL work, you will get more IRL work in general. So the easiest thing to do to try move from gaming to IRL, find out what's highest in the work hierarchy within IRL for you personally. If you have client videos in IRL, do that. If you don't have that, do trials. If you don't have that, do V-edits. V-edits are permissionless, so you have no excuse. And you use those to present it and then get more work until you actually have clients within the IRL niche. And then once you have like your first client within IRL, it's just so easy. From there, you just use that work to keep posting and showing off, and you get more IRL clients. Scope of documentary style video editing. I don't know what you mean by scope. Like in what context? If you mean scope as in how much does it make, like it makes good money. Like recently, just a couple months ago, we got Carter, one of the guys in the editing layer, from literally zero. When he joined us, he had no work at all. Like he had no clients, never had a client video. Just a few months ago, he had his first 10K month. And it's in documentary. Like he's been in documentary his entire career. So yeah, it scales. I know other editors that do that as well. What's the best niche to get into if I don't want to edit on After Effects / do more complex edits? There's no specific niche, because if you want to make a decent amount of money, truthfully, the better your edits are, the more money you will make. Now, here's what's interesting. You can make a lot of money through simple edits, but you do not make that money by being a simple editor. Here's the trick, right? Let's say you have a client who's looking for complex edits, and there's 2 editors, someone who does simple edits and someone who does complex edits. Who's this complex client going to hire? A or B, boys? Are they going to hire say simple or complex? So you have a complex client who wants complex videos. Are they going to hire the simple editor or the complex editor? Type simple or complex. Okay, cool. So if they're going to go for the complex editor, now you have to ask yourself, okay, let's say there's a simple client, someone who is a big creator, but they want simple videos. Who do they trust more to actually get the video right? Someone who's only showing simple videos, or someone who actually is showing complex videos, which assumes they can also do simple things? While they might have been willing to pay $200 or $150 to the simple editor, they'll actually be willing to pay for the exact same level of work, but just like 5 times more to the complex guy. So for example, like there's a channel that I used to work with. It was a VX channel. About 2 years ago, sorry, there's an alarm going off. Okay, cool. So apologies about that. About 2 years ago, before I worked with this client, I used to charge around 250, 275 for these reaction videos, 10-minute YouTube videos. Okay, cool. A year after that, I was working with a bigger channel, same level of editing. I was charging $1,300 per reaction video. These are 10-minute videos that take about a day or two. Why was it that I was able to do the exact same work for a very similar level of client for literally about 5 times more? Because I was able to show that I was able to do more complex stuff. Because when you show you're able to do more complex edits, people just assume you can do the simple stuff better, and also they're willing to pay more just for the ability to do more if they need it. So when it comes to what niche can I get into if I do simple work, every niche has people that want complex work and simple work. But if you want to do well as an editor, you show that you can do more than what's required, because that's what creators are looking at when they're considering hiring you. Is it okay to copy editing styles? I've seen so many good editors do it. Between me and you, 95% of my ideas have been copied from an editor. And I am not afraid to say that. I would damn near say 100%. I use something called an inspiration bank, which is a Notion page with a ton of images. And anytime I see a good piece of work, I copy the image and I paste it in there. I have probably nearing like 1,000 images in there right now. So every time I need to edit, I need to come up with an idea, I never start from scratch. All I do is I think of the words that was being said in the video, and I'll just scroll on my inspiration bank, look through all the images, and I start imagining like what scene I could basically recreate from one of these images. Because that inspiration bank, it has all these different styles. It has some that are UI SaaS type animations. It has some that are in gaming, some that are in IRL, some that aren't even from editing, some that are thumbnails. I have some things that are not even within like the digital space. I have pictures of buildings because I thought it looked cool. Like I just have random pieces of inspiration. Oftentimes it's as simple as, oh, those colors would look really well here. Or what if I just took this exact scene, basically copy and pasted it and put it into my Premiere, and put the opacity down and just like put my images in the exact same space, and the text I'll make it the exact same size because the design is perfect on this. That's how you get good design in scenes. Why would you start from scratch when you literally have an infinite amount of data online of edits that have already been made well? And here's the thing, I have basically never been called out for copying edits, because when you try copying, you will naturally do things differently. Like if I gave you one of my edits right now and I told you recreate this exactly, but just for a different context, like for your video that you're editing, even if you tried copying it exactly, you still wouldn't get it exactly perfect. And that's not a bad thing. Those natural differences is what makes us human. So even when you copy something exactly, it's still gonna be different. So yes, should you copy editing styles? In my opinion, yes. Is it ethically right? In my opinion, also yes. Like it's what I recommend to all the guys in the editing layer. Like, dude, why would you reinvent the wheel? Like, good edits have already been made. Just copy them in context of your client work. For Vaz, I'm currently making around 1,500 to 2,000 USD through editing. I'm assuming that's per month. But I want to scale to at least 5K, but my editing skills are really subpar since I work with reaction channels. What do I do? Very simple. Once you already have client work, shit is so easy. All you need to ask yourself is, what did I do in order to get these clients? typically there's going to be two inputs that you originally did to get this person. It's either going to be posting of some extent and sending messages or outreach, or it was inbound slash, or it was word of mouth, which is really just, hey, I did one of these things in the past and that's now gotten me this word of mouth. But fundamentally, you've either posted or sent messages as outreach. You likely stopped doing that when you felt like you were full with work. The problem is, the time to start doing outreach and do more outreach isn't only when you need work, desperately need work. Like, you don't wait until the well has dried up and you're in a drought to start thinking about, oh, should we start filling up the well? Like, no, when times are good, when you have more than enough water, that's when you fill the well, so that when the drought eventually comes around, you have more than enough water. Like, the time to fill the well is when you have more than enough, not when you're already in a drought. The time to outreach and send more volume and start posting more isn't when you've lost all your clients. Don't wait until that. Do it when you're already doing well. So dude, you're making 1.5, 2K a month. Have you been outreaching as much as you should have been? Have you been posting as much as you should have been? Because I bet you if you had 10 more clients, 10 more people that wanted to work with you, you'd find it a lot easier for you to just say, hey, I charge X amount. That X being 3 times more than you usually charge. So this is why I call it client flow. Like, you need lots of client conversations happening at the same time, especially when you're busy, because that is how you scale. That is how you scale without that inconsistency where you lose all your income and then you try growing it again. When things start working, like things are for you, you're making 1.5, 2K, it's a good start. Literally just repurpose those videos to be posted on your brand and start outreaching more. Do you believe in editing only in one niche, or should you be versatile? I think editors think about niches completely wrong. There's 3 levels of niches. You've got format, then you have, you have like format, then you have like style slash intensity, then you have genre, which is what most people think of when they say niche. So like IRL, vlog, gaming, documentary, etc. These 3 levels of niching, you need to do it in that order. So first you niche on a format level. Are you going long form or short form? I see editors that are wondering, should they be in documentary or gaming when their portfolio has a mix of different formats? Like, dude, worry about going into long form or short form, then you can worry about other things. Once you've decided, hey, I'm going to go all in long form or all in short form, that's when you make your portfolio the one that you chose. I've seen editors make money in both work. But you pick one. Once you've done that, that's when you can start thinking about the next level of niching, which is style slash intensity. This is like we spoke about earlier with, oh, should you do simple edits or more complex edits? You want all of your videos to be generally the same level of editing, preferably better, but like you want to have the best editing possible and you want all of it to be good. The reason being, if you have absolutely one banger at the top and the rest are mid, they're not going to be like, oh, he has one banger, I'm going to hire him off of that. They're going to think, oh, he had one banger, the rest are shit, I'm just probably going to be another shit client for him. So yeah, no one wants to hire based off of your peak, they hire you based off of your average. So in terms of like niching down, like style intensity, get all your work in that certain style and intensity. Once you have all of it in, let's say long form, all of it pretty well edited, now you can start thinking, oh, I want to start having all of these videos in gaming, or all of these videos in documentary, or all of these videos in IRL. Now you can start thinking about that. Because think about it like this. Let's say you have a gaming client who's got 10 million subscribers, and they see your portfolio where they're all long form, just like that person. They're all in a similar style, but the only difference is instead of gaming, it's in documentary, but it's the exact same style, intensity, it's the same format. In fact, he could literally imagine his footage being in those videos with your animations because the style intensity matches. Does he care that it's in documentary, even though he's in gaming? Of course not. Compare it to this. Let's say that same gaming creator, 10 million subscribers, he's looking at your portfolio, all your videos are in gaming. One's a long, that's a simple video, he's looking for complex stuff. 4 of them are shorts. He's not looking for shorts, so it doesn't even register in his mind. And like the other 2 are long forms, but not in the niche that he wants. Like, I would rather you have the format and the style slash intensity down, then think about the genre, so like gaming, documentary, IRL, etc., rather than the other way around. So like think about it as that niching onion, where you got those 3 layers of niching, and you want to get the outside of things first before focusing on the inside. For context, majority of my career, even including now, I've basically only niched down on the first 2 layers. I barely niched down in the middle one. You can look at my portfolio now. Generally, I tend towards entertainment rather than education. I've edited education videos before, but like I'll go towards education, entertainment content when I'm showing my work. But yeah, like you want to think about it in those 3 layers. Yo, Joseph, what's up, man? Joseph was one of the OGs of the editing layer, man. You were like OG. I think it's been like 2-3 years, man. Good shit. How's everything going? Where's my Barney, my water? How did you balance editing work with college work while also having some free time? Why would you want free time? Like you gotta ask yourself, like what is it that free time gets you? For some people, they say it's relaxing, they say it's rest, but oftentimes there's other activities that you would want to do that would rest you. For me, that was socializing and working out. So you don't optimize for free time, you optimize for fulfillment and activities you enjoy. I think people's perception of work is what actually holds them back from being able to become as productive as they can be. They did studies on this where, let's say you have 2 groups of people. One group of people where they're put into a stressful situation, and before the stressful situation, they're fed studies, like fake studies, of the idea that stress is bad for you and it actually ruins your health, things like that. Group B, they were put into the same stressful situation where they had to complete a stressful task, but before the task was done, they were fed like propaganda, like essentially studies, fake studies, where stress is good for you. Here's the thing, both studies were fake. One group performed better than the other. Who do you think performed better? The group that had a negative view on stress or a better view on stress? Of course, the group who had a better view on stress and thought that stress was good for them, in a weird way actually found higher performance than the baseline, and the people that were told stress is bad for them performed worse than baseline. So literally your perception of stress changes how stress affects you. In the same way, if you see work as a stressful thing, you see work as a hard thing that you have to take a break from, of course you're going to feel burnt out. You're going to want to take a break or find free time because you fundamentally see work as a bad thing. But what if you fed yourself the opposite propaganda? What if you told yourself work is literally a thing that I crave? For example, I'm streaming this right now. This is considered work for me. Like I'm working. I didn't plan this live stream. I don't have to do this live stream. But I love helping editors. Like for love of the game. I had an hour free. I'm like, fuck it. I've got a bit of free time. Why not? Because I fundamentally see work as fulfilling. So when it comes to how did I balance college and how did I balance editing full time? Dude, my first 10K month was literally during exam season. And people tell me that, I can't edit. I can't hit 1K a month because I'm in school. Like, dude, my first 10K month was in exam season, right before it. Like the most stressful part. So when it comes to, hey, how do I manage my time? In terms of tactical, use Google Calendar. Plan your day before the day. So plan tomorrow today. So before you go to bed, just write down like the 3 tasks that you want to do for the day. Other than that, it's just stop seeing work as a hard thing and stop seeing it as, it's hard to balance it. Realize it's a problem with your personal productivity, which can be solved through tools like Google Calendar and by planning your day the day before. But other than that, just stop having a shit view on work. Hey Malice, I make around 400 USD a month in India. How to grow? Number 1, get rid of the in India statement. Like that doesn't serve you at all. Like so many people in India or in like a third world country, they have this fundamental belief that me being from a third world country, this serves me. Yeah, it does. If you keep fucking saying it. For example, right now, I'm in India. Like, dude, I'm traveling right now. You probably wouldn't have been able to tell unless I told you. So here's the thing. if I was speaking to a client, let's say you're a client on a call right now, and I told you the exact same sales process that I would if I was from the UK, the chance that you pay me is the exact same, right? So when you're speaking to clients, if you say, oh, by the way, I'm from India, yes, he's going to judge you. If you just shut the fuck up and treat him like a normal person and treat yourself like a normal person, you'll be fine. Hey, dude, I see editors all the time in India making good money. Like, we have a couple guys in the program from third world countries, and they crush it just the same because I gives them this harsh talk. And like, you can be a victim and be like, oh, boo-hoo, I'm from this place. But it's like, if you hate it, move. If you can't move, suck it up and realize that it doesn't make a difference. I'm a beginner editor, started about a month ago on Premiere. I'm practicing and studying every day. Do you think I can become a competent editor and get clients in 2026 still? The thing I don't understand about these questions, and I mean this out of love, Gabriel. Let's say I said, no, it's not worth it. If that is all it takes for you to not try, editing isn't for you. Like, if I said no, like, realistically, it shouldn't change whether you do it or not. You know what I mean? That's why I don't like those questions. Like, Joseph, first 3 people to ever join the lair, 100x my money, everyone join. I appreciate the vouch, man. Did you have monthly retainers, or were you working on a per video basis? Good question, Mansoor. I like to see pricing and charging with clients sort of like dating a girl. Let me explain. Let's say you just met this girl, you got a number, you guys are texting, you're trying to set up a date. If before you guys even meet up, you ask her, hey, we'll go on this date today, and a week after that, we should go to this bowling place, and the next week, we should go Paris. I think it would be really fun. I'll pay for everything. And you guys haven't even been on the first date. You're getting ghosted, you're getting blocked, and you're never going to see her again. Because it's just weird. You don't plan out a month worth of dates in advance. So why would you try to close a client for a month worth of videos up front when they don't even know if you're some weird, crazy stalker like that girl thinks you might be? So it's like, I like starting with clients on a per project basis. Because here's the thing. Let's say that client is literally like, hey, I'm starting up my YouTube channel, I've got a business behind it, so I'm willing to pay $1,000 per video, I don't know how much I'm gonna post yet. And he says, oh, I'm gonna post 2 videos per week. So you say, hey, no worries. It's 1,000 per video, 2 videos per week, that's 8 videos per month, 8,000 a month. Hey, because it's on a retainer, I'm willing to do it for 7,000 a month. But what if deep down in that guy's heart, he doesn't believe in not you, but himself to actually do those 2 videos a week? He might fundamentally believe, oh, I'm an inconsistent guy. Oh, I might only get 1 done a week. So now he doesn't want to pay you even 6,000 a week, which seems like a great deal for you. Like, you see, for you, it feels like you're giving him a cheap price because you're doing $8,000 worth of videos for like 6,000 or 7,000. But to him, he feels like, oh, I might actually do like 2 videos a month. So he doesn't want to pay 6K for 2 videos. There's people that pay that, but you get my point. So the thing with retainers is, first of all, it lets you have a better expectation of what this client's going to be like to work with. Second of all, it gives them a better understanding of like, hey, how many videos are we actually going to work on together on a per project basis? And then once you guys start getting some consistent videos together, things are going well, just be like, yo, dude, I know we've been working on videos on this cadence. If you'd like, we can just do this monthly. It'll mean you pay less fees. And it also mean that we don't have to keep doing this back and forth after each video. You ask for like a batch payment essentially. I don't like to call it a retainer. I call it batch payments, where basically you do pay up front for like 5 videos a month or whatever, or like 10 videos a month. The reason I don't like to call it a retainer is because it makes people feel like they're locked in. Like, no one likes feeling like they're locked in. They like feeling like they're getting a good deal. You know what I mean? So like paying in batches and saying like, hey, more than happy to knock a little bit off, or like round it down to the nearest 1,000 or like nearest 100 if we do it up front and we do it in batches. What are the best investments for workflow, whether that is mindset, tools, at the desk plugins? I'll speak on plugins first, / extensions. Copy Pasta is my most used extension. It's completely free. I'm not affiliated in any way. I make nothing by telling you this. Copy Pasta, amazing extension. Does such a stupidly simple thing. You can copy any image and paste it into your software immediately. You don't have to save the folder or file anywhere. That's useful. In terms of workflow, the thing is, people think they want to improve their workflow, but workflow is so video and client dependent that you can't just speed up your workflow. You know what I mean? And obviously I'm going to be biased because I have an editing program, but this is why the editing layer works. Because workflow is such a personalized thing, but maybe for your certain computer, it literally isn't possible to do a certain technique that someone else does. So we got to consider these things, and that's why, in my opinion, like, go with a mentor, man. Like, whether it be me, whether it be someone else, like, truthfully, I tell people this all the time whenever they're like, oh, but this person is cheaper, or this person, I saw this person does it for this much. I'm like, dude, at this point, I don't even mind if you use my coaching, but you need fucking coaching. Like, even if you pay them, like, that's a win in my eyes. You're probably going to come back to me after 6 months after it doesn't work, but at least you've solved some of your problems. Like, pay someone to get help. Truthfully, it's the best thing you can do for yourself. Hey Malice, I just hit my 1K per month goal just yesterday. Hey, good stuff, man. Glad to hear that. W's in the chat, boys. Let's get a W chain in the chat. I love that. Good stuff, E35WW. Good stuff, boys. If you somehow forgot everything you know about editing and also lost all your clients, how would you start over and go back to 10K a month? Get rid of everything, focus on the 3 fundamental inputs that you need. You need to edit videos highest on the work hierarchy. If you have client videos, do those. If you don't have those, do trial videos. If you can't get trial videos, do re-edits. And keep doing that until you unlock the next stage, and that's how you manage your time. So you need to edit videos highest on the work hierarchy. In that time, you're also going to be posting that work onto your socials as previews, meaning short 10 to 60 second highlight reels of each video you do. You're also going to be outreaching to creators. Editing videos, you're probably already doing that, maybe takes a few hours a day. For you to post the work, takes about 20 minutes a week. For you to outreach, takes about 20 to 30 minutes a day. If you really want to ramp it up, maybe an hour. All in all, that's all you need to do. The rest of it is just decision making and time management. Time management meaning stop being a dumbass on your phone, and instead of sitting on the toilet scrolling Twitter or Instagram or God knows what else, if you're going to be on your phone anyway, send some outreach while you take a piss. It's like, so time management, or like more realistically, stop scrolling while you're editing. And when it comes to the decision making, get some help with it. Either free help by watching free YouTube videos, or by getting paid help. Once again, I have a coaching program, or if you go with someone else's, I don't really mind. But like, get some help when it comes to your decision making, because truthfully, the more people I'm coaching, the more I'm realizing, as long as you edit videos, you outreach and you post the work, the rest of it is just time management and decision making. Like, when you have this situation, you do this. And the only reason I recommend that is because instead of you going through 40 trial and error cycles, which might take you 3, 4, 5, 6 years, instead you skip the trial and error and do it in 1 or 2 cycles, meaning you hit your goal in so much less time. As a video editor, I'm struggling to find high quality leads and outreach clients. What strategies would you recommend to grab clients' attention effectively and increase reply rates during outreach? Great question. If you go into the description of this video, of this live, there's a free outreach tracker. It's completely free. You just put your email so I can send it to you and give access. Go use that. Anyone that is not using an outreach tracker, how do you expect your outreach to work if you don't even know your metrics? Like, if I ask you what percentage of people reply to your outreach, and you can't tell me a number, or you have to guess, or like say it's about this much. Dude, you're saying your outreach doesn't work, but you don't even know what working looks like. So you need to be using an outreach tracker. We've been doing this with the guys that we coach, like within the editing layer mentorship. Dude, the results we're getting, ridiculous. The reason a tracker is so useful is you can reverse engineer the numbers. For you know what? Let me bring up someone's tracker. This is just like a random one that's in my history. I just searched outreach tracker. Oh god, I'm gonna. No, guys, the TV at the back got rid of our logo. We gotta put it back. Intermittent VIX, not intermittent. I don't even know what it's called. Is that how you do it? Is it on now? There we go. We've got the cool logo in the back now. Nice. Anyways, let me bring up someone's outreach tracker. Would you guys want to see this? Type 1 if you want to see like what an outreach tracker and using it looks like. Type 2 if you don't give a fuck and we should move on. 1 if you want to see like what an outreach tracker in use looks like. 2 if you don't give a fuck. I mean, we'll base it on that. Let's get this on charge. You see, now I'm gonna sound like a dick for saying this, but whether you guys said 1 or 2, I was gonna show you guys anyways. I'll keep 100. But the fact that you guys gave 1s, now I feel more happy about showing it. Let's see. Mac OS screen capture. Add existing. Hello. Cool. You guys see this? So this is someone's outreach tracker I was giving feedback on recently. So this is after like a few iterations, a few months of him actually running it. But essentially, what you can do with an outreach tracker is you can actually know your metrics on how your outreach is doing. The problem is when you don't have data, you are operating on emotion, not logic. So for example, let's look at this guy's data. In the month of February, he sent 33 messages, which is not a lot, and I'll explain why he only sent 33 that month. But he sent 33 messages. From those 33 messages, 4 of them replied positively. So that's a 12% response rate. From those 4 conversations, he continued the conversation and got to the point of giving his price for 2 of them. From those 2 people that he gave his price to, 1 of them actually closed, meaning he has an overall 3% conversion rate on these 33 people. Why is that important? Because when you do this continuously, you find out on average what your metrics are, which means whenever you want clients, you know how much outreach you need to send and through which method. Let me give you an example. The reason he only sent 33 is because we sent more the month before, and we found that there were 2 methods that were crushing for him, so we got him to send less volume, but through the more effective channels. That's why he only sent 33 this month. But as you can see, like with very few messages, you can still get solid clients. And by the way, when I say getting a client, I don't mean like what most editors mean, which is, hey, getting a client but at a shitty rate, on shitty terms and paid after. These are people who pay up front for prices that you actually wanted and in the niche you wanted. So, okay, we know when you send 33 messages, you get about 1 client. Awesome. So March comes around, he gets feedback on it. I'm like, dude, your system's working, don't fuck with it. When something's working, you never touch it. That's one of the rules that we have. You don't poke the bear when it's not attacking you. So I was like, dude, use the same methods. So we sent 41 messages, got 6 replies. From those, half them got to the point of his prices. From the 3 he gave his prices. And these are like, we tell people to charge higher. We tell them how to like negotiate and everything. But from them, 2 of them actually closed. Meaning he has a total close rate of about 5%. Now, that means if he messages about 100 people, he will get 5 clients at the end of it, or like 4 to 5 clients. How much more consistent do you think his income is when he knows the second his income drops or is about to drop, he knows how many messages he has to send in order to get a client? This is what you can do with metrics that work. So he knows that he on average keeps a client for 1 month. So I told him, like, dude, You could send fucking 800 messages a month. You could. But with your current metrics, which by the way, like his metrics aren't even like, they're decent, but they're not like crazy good for how our system should perform. Like he was basically doing it completely wrong. He followed what we said, but like one key point in the classroom section he missed out. He missed one of those lessons out, and he still got 15 to 14% reply rate. We typically get like a 28 to 30. So he was fucking it up, but he could still, on average, get 1 to 2 clients every 30 to 40 messages. In April, let me find it again. I think it was this one. Yeah, in April, did a similar thing. Sent 43 messages, got a client out the other end of it. Now, why is this actually important? I just realized I didn't even have my face come on there. Apologies. L retention.